Happy, healthy, healing day, and welcome to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. I am your host, Shifat Ali, the natural healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth, coming from the crystal core so that we can know more. We have a very powerful, wonderful, exciting show today. I'm going to be asking you to use your imagination and also to do a little bit of inward thinking as we look at the possibilities of a new model of reality and new systems for living. My guest for today on our themed show, 1,000 Great Minds, a Brain Trust, is the one and only, and I have to say it that way, Michael Thomas. He is the originator, the visionary of 1,000 Great Minds, and we are here today with a few core members of 1,000 Great Minds. So along with Michael Thomas, we have Michelle Bailey and also Miss Queenie Monica Hayes, and I'm so happy to have you all as my guests on today. So welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So let's jump into the conversation on today. 1,000 Great Minds, just to set it up for us in terms of where we're going here, is, as I said, a brain trust. And rather than me explain it to you, I'm going to have Michael just talk a little bit about what is 1,000 Great Minds, how it was formulated, and most importantly, why.
Yes, I'd like to say in advance that 1,000 great minds are urgently needed from all work and business professions from A to Z, bringing all skill sets, intellectual capital, business acumen, and know-how to the table to help start up, launch, direct, manage, and oversee a nationwide housing program that will enable every desiring person in the country to own a house, get a house, and a car, truck, van, or SUV, no debt, no one turned down, for good reason that these people would get this transportation and housing with no debt, because it will cover everyone in the country, from homeless to non-homeless to people who have good credit, bad credit. It doesn't matter. We're in a new paradigm now with the international network, so we are able to access the entire world and able to provide the fundamental needs that are lacking in the society today.
Thank you. So when we talk about a home, a car, SUV, or van for every desiring person, no debt, no payments, that seems like otherworldly. That seems like an impossibility. So what is it that is the structure that it will help us to get there?
The central processing unit would be 1,000 Great Minds. Just like a computer has a central processing unit, it would not work without that thinking component involved, the brain involved, the brain trust involved. So 1,000 Great Minds serves as that brain trust where synchronicity and processing takes place between 1,000 Great Minds and all those who desire to have these amenities of the house and car, truck, van, or SUV with no debt.
Powerful. So I'm going to ask you, the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show is really about how do we have wellness in every area of our lives, in every domain of our life. And domain number 5 is healthy finances. And when we begin to talk about how do we house humanity, how do we get transportation to everyone who needs it, these may sound, as I just said, like an impossibility. But as I said at the top of the show, I'm going to ask you to imagine a world. Imagine a world. What if we come together, 1,000 great minds, and do this? Because nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. So at this point, I'd like to bring Michelle Bailey and Monica Hayes into the conversation and to give their take, if you will, on 1,000 Great Minds as core members and what it really means to them, so that you, the audience, you, those who we are seeking to reach, not only for the 1,000 Great Minds, building into the core is what we really need, and also those of you who would be interested in getting on the watch list as we move forward. So, Michelle, what is, welcome to the show first and foremost. So glad to have you here. So tell me a little bit about why and how this and where this struck you in consciousness in terms of your being here with us today and being a part of the core of 1,000 Great Minds.
Well, for me, it was just the unity when I stepped into the room. It was the oneness, it was the heartfelt compassion that I feel from my coworkers being the panel here today. The thought of 1,000 Great Minds is just great to me in itself, because we are one unique people. And if we come together as one unit, we can do many great things. And the structure of our program is immaculate, and it can work.
Yes, yes. So you, 1,000 Great Minds is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just so you know, we're located in Charlotte, and you came all the way from Salisbury.
Correct.
To join with us. So that says to me that there's this level of commitment to it. And of course, you're being here today. What, in addition to what you shared with us, because I think there's something deeper that may be more personal. What fuels you to drive from Salisbury to come here? From your heart space.
It's the energy. It's the energy. It's the spirituality. It's the culture. And then if you think about it, 1,000 Great Minds is much like the Black Wall Street that was burned many years ago, and it's a way for me to give back in that capacity.
Beautiful. Thank you for allowing me to dive a little deeper.
Okay.
Yes, wonderful,
no
wonderful, wonderful. So, hey, Monica, how are you today?
Excellent, Shifa.
Wonderful,
It's a pleasure
wonderful.
to be here.
I'm so happy that you joined us on today. So happy to see you.
Thank you.
So your experience of 1,000 Great Minds, because certainly before I came on to the core, I walked in the room and you were already present.
Right.
And so your reasons why, what is it that sparks and speaks to your heart about 1,000 Great Minds?
That's a great question. I was in the financial industry as well as the mortgage industry for over 20 years. And my mission became to end foreclosures, because I have a business called Baby Steps to Home Ownership,
Yes.
where I teach individuals about home ownership and how to maintain home ownership. And my target market is women, because I'm a home buying educator for women specifically, because women are 70% more likely to foreclose within the first 3 to 5 years of home ownership. And so when I saw Michael's information on the internet, it spoke to my spirit. And I immediately connected with him. And then once I understood his vision, it coincides with my vision to end foreclosures. So his vision actually coincides with my vision completely.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful. What you bring to 1,000 Great Minds as a core member is very powerful in that it already deals with housing.
Yes.
And to know the statistics for women, that's just one. You know, also in the financial industry, it is known that the statistics are that 40% of the people who make up the population in poverty are women.
Yes.
40%. And so 1,000 Great Minds has many of the answers for what ails us, And a lot of what 1,000 Great Minds is designed to do is to alleviate life's pain points. If you don't have debt and car payments, I think that could eliminate a lot of pain points, would you say?
Yes.
Indeed.
So, so Michael, based on us as part of your core, and I always have to give Michael the floor and sit back because being the visionary, it flows from on high to through him, to and through him. And as you've heard all of us say, this is really a spiritual experience. When we talk about a new model of reality, we talk about a new earth. We talk about a new earth. We talk about a new system for living for humanity. For humanity. Michael, how is it that you see the future with this in place, 1,000 Great Minds?
I see people paying more attention to things that are more essential in life than paying bills, paying mortgages, paying rent, need to have credit, and credit is long process to obtain. If you don't have it, you can't get what you need. So it was important to me, and it came down to me that we would do things, no mortgage, no interest, no credit, no down payment, no rent, no job is required, no loan, no grant, no government aid, no sponsor, no collaborator, no finance, no investor, no debt, no one turned down. And it's like breathing. I look at the future like breathing without hardships.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And so when we talk about hardships and alleviating those pain points, what I began to understand about 1,000 Great Minds is that we really do have a model now, that we coming together as 1,000 Great Minds can begin to shape and help. Shape and help. So when we come back from break, we're going to talk about what some of those pain points are. Thank you for tuning in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. We are having a conversation about 1,000 Great Minds, a brain trust. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Happy Healthy Healing Day, Shifa here with some more actionable tips for you, okay? We've been in our series on healthy finances, and I want to thank you so much for watching and tuning in and inviting your friends and meeting me on Facebook, and it's like really, really going wild. And so I'm really loving it. So I want to share some tips with you. And these are a few takeaways, a few takeaways. The first thing I want to talk about, and there are just 3 items here, so if you're taking notes, that'd be really great. But the first item is fear. Ooh, right? Let's talk about fear for a moment. And there being a lot of acronyms, right? False evidence appearing real. What's another one? Well, anyway, you know what I'm talking about, fear. And it's the number one reason that we're stuck. Fear is the number one reason that we're stuck. We're afraid of the things that we've created in our own mind, right? Our limiting beliefs. And every time we get ready to do something, we talk ourselves out of it. And the reason that we do that is because there's some underlying fear. So we want to get to the bottom of that. And how do you do that? You sit quiet and you listen to yourself. Ask the question, what am I really afraid of? What am I really afraid of? What am I really afraid of? And allow it to come up. Allow it to come up. And then face it. Face your fear, right? Face your fear. And deal with it. And deal with it. Recognize it. Because it's like a demon. Once you got to call it out to cast it out. All right? And then act anyway. The way that you get over fear is that you do the thing you fear, right? You act anyway. And that's called courage. All right? That's what is called courage. Next, number 2 is virtue. Number 2 is virtue. Virtue. So I'm looking at my notes because I've really been doing a lot of self-growth, self-development, all that is my way. I love it. But I wanted to share it with you. Virtue, the 2 things that you absolutely need to take you where you want to go in life is a great work ethic and being curious, right? A great work ethic and being curious. If you're willing to dig in, right? For you. You're willing to do the thing that you have to do for you. A great work ethic. That means consistency. That means doing it when you don't feel like doing it, right? That's what makes a leader. That's what makes you great. That's why this is a virtue, right? This is virtue. A great work ethic and curiosity. Stay curious. Be interested in everything. Be interested in everything positive. Be interested in everything uplifting. Be interested in everything that's going to expand your consciousness. Be interested in people. Be interested, okay? Which means stay curious. Stay curious. And last, your identity. Your identity. The key to success is to build an identity, who you are and who you want to be, and then become it. All right, so we talk a lot about be, do, have, share. Be, do, have, share. That is an identity. So determine who you want to be, what you want that to look like, and then do it. It's been my pleasure to share with you. I hope you got something out of that, so put it in use in your life, and I look forward to sharing with you again. Welcome back. You're watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. We're in a conversation with 1,000 Great Minds, a brain trust. My guests today are Michael Thomas, Michelle Bailey, and Queenie Monica Hayes. And we're having a conversation about mortgages and cars and the things that we need, the necessities, with no debt, no payments. What about that? What about that? Now, in this segment, what I'd like you to do is exercise that imagination that I talked to you about already, right? You know how we do. This is the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. It's about your healing. And we wouldn't be having this conversation if this was not about healing, okay? So when we talk about healing and using our imagination and where it can go in terms of creating a new model of reality, these 1,000 great minds, along with the intellectual capital that we bring, also bring our imaginal realm to the table where we create in the fourth dimension. Now, when we're talking about alleviating pain, suppose, what if everyone could get a home, a car, whatever they need for transportation, with no debt, and I know I'm repeating myself because I want you to get it. With no debt, no payments, what could that alleviate? Because you know that there's something wrong with the picture of life as we experience it, and there must be a better way. So who's going to come to the table? Who's going to use their minds? Who's going to come from a space in their heart to not only communicate it, but to do what must be done to make sure that we take care of one another and alleviate life's pain points? Let me just tell you what some of those pain points are. And you already know. 1,000 Great Minds' mission is to relieve the pain and the suffering that comes with debt, poverty, homelessness, crime, drugs, stress, confusion, violence, dis-ease, sickness, the sirens that we hear, the gunshots that we hear, the overabundance of noise. All of that is a result of the process of historical materialism. So why don't we just take care of that part and get to the space where Michael says we can take care of the more essential things other than paying bills. So what if, Michael? What if? And I know that we're just having a conversation here. And my audience is used to me just going off on them, okay? Because we have to get this done. It's about us getting to the healing part. And 1,000 Great Minds is part of the healing. So how do we heal that? What does that look like? That's the picture that we want to imagine. That's what we want to build on.
It looks to me, as far as I can tell, coming straight face with each individual's fundamental needs, each individual's spiritual needs, meeting them exactly where they are. I hear many people respond to me by saying that homeless people won't know how to take care of their homes, and drug people want to make money, and they won't stop selling drugs. And so I don't look at people as being static, just totally concrete and unchangeable. I think that if they receive their basic fundamental things that they need, their fundamental rights are respected, and that there is a portal in place to assure that they get these fundamental needs, that they will make that change. They will better themselves. They will better their families, their children, honor their parents, and the society will become sane, and get out of this insanity that is existing now.
1,000 Great Minds, a brain trust, a platform to wealth and lifelong security. That's what the picture is. So that's what I want you to imagine, okay? So in your imagination, ladies, and just feel free to jump in and share, what if? What could the world look like? What could it mean to Black people? What could it mean to humanity to have this new model of reality?
Well, I truly believe that thoughts become things. And as a group, once we all get on the same mindset
Yes.
and believe the same thing, all things are possible. And I know that to be true. I've experienced it in my life and other family members. I think meditation is very important to get away from the noise of the society, of the hate, the crime, the violence. Once we go within and we're able to have the same high vision, then we can accomplish anything, because the Word of God says that all things are possible.
Yes.
And I truly believe that once we are able to acquire the 1,000 Great Minds and we all are thinking on the same level, that anything is possible.
Yes, yes.
And I believe that the world goes too fast. And if we just be still and actually listen to somebody besides ourselves, then we will move forward as a unit and as one mind and one body.
Thank you. This is Oneness Wellness Lifestyles, right? Yes, yes. Because when we begin to envision, and that's what we're talking about, 1,000 great minds coming together to envision a new world, a new reality, a new system for living that is humane. And as you say, Michael, overcomes the insanity that we know is existing right outside the doors, right? And so the spiritual component of this, and we're not talking about religious, we're talking about sitting quietly, right? We're talking about sitting quietly and meditating on this as a collective, such that we bring it into manifestation. We sit quietly in a calm environment, and we allow our minds to relax back to its natural state, where we're not thinking, we're receiving. Because all things are possible if we sit down and shut up long enough, right? And listen to receive the highest vision. And my belief is that Michael Thomas has the highest vision. 1,000 Great Minds has the highest vision in terms of what we can create on a new earth. So what about this perception that we have. This perception that we have. So suppose 1,000 Great Minds is a radio receiver, it's a radio station, right? And we are getting this message out to everyone. And you're invited. We need 13 on the core and 1,000 more. Okay, we need 13 in the core and 1,000 more. You are invited. I want to talk about this perception of a radio station picking up the highest vibrations. So we've been having this conversation a little bit. So what would you say? What would you say to that?
It would be a beautiful thing because if you want some beauty, you have to make some beauty.
Come on.
And so we will make beauty
Yeah.
through this radio station.
Yeah.
And anything that is not in synchronicity with beauty could not live with beauty. And it would be so much, a million dreams.
A million dreams. Yeah. Yeah. Come true. Right? A million dreams come true.
I mean,
I mean. So so talk back. What's happening? Because we're creating it now.
Yes.
This is the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, but we're creating it now. And you're participating with us. So as you're thinking and listening with us, it is coming into fruition. So what would you have it look like?
Well, the frequency of the radio is going to attract the people that we would like to have.
Go ahead.
This is not for everybody, and everybody's not going to hear it, everybody's not going to receive it, but the ones that are true, they know who they are, and they will come forward. And it'll be natural. It's not any effort to be put behind it. It's just going to come on its own and by itself.
Yes. Yes, I love it. I love it. Thank you. The mission statement. Queenie, did you have anything you wanted to add in there? Because you really set that part off. You wrote right into where my notes were going in terms of the spirituality and what's possible and speaking into that it's not for everybody, right? And that people change.
Right.
People will change when you give them the needs, the necessities,
I
right?
agree with
That's
So
right.
did you want to add anything there?
Well, I think everyone needs to take time for the meditation, because once we line up our thoughts, our hearts, and our minds and put the action behind it, it has to manifest.
Yes.
There's no way for it to fail. And
True.
as Michelle indicated, it's not for everyone, but everyone is invited to come and be a part of something great,
Yes.
which is a paradigm shift. Everyone in a home, with a car, transportation, to alleviate the stress.
Yes.
And there is a lot of stress in the environment right now, but we can alleviate that with our energy.
Yes.
We
yes.
just need to put it out there and teach others how to do it as well, and just become one. Like you said, oneness, wellness.
Oneness, wellness,
Yep.
as a lifestyle, as a lifestyle. We are having this conversation about 1,000 Great Minds. It is a brain trust. We are coming together to manifest a new reality, a new model of reality, a new system for living. We know we have the capacity, we have the spiritual power. The question is, will we come together? The answer is yes. Will we come together to get it done? Yes, we will, because we are here right now and it's getting done as we speak. We're on the frequency. We're on the frequency. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk about the mission and the purpose and the invitation. So stay tuned. You're watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, and I'm so grateful that you're here. We're doing big things. We'll be right back. Peace and love. I'm Shifa, the natural healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth, inviting you to tune in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, which airs right here on Access 21 every first and third Saturday at 9 a.m. If you're looking for natural health, natural healing, natural conversation, in-depth how-to-dos on what to do, how to move forward in your life in a natural way, in one that encompasses your whole life in all of the multi-dimensions that we live in, tune in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show and allow me to guide you through the conversation. Every first and third Saturday, 9 a.m. right here on Access 21. Welcome back to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. She Fat in the house with you. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope you have your blue pen and your white paper and you're taking copious notes, because you are getting that natural healing information that you've been seeking. We're talking about 1,000 Great Minds today, how you can become part of the core 13 and the 1,000 more, and also get on the watch list for homes and cars, vans, SUVs, transportation without debt, without payments, without mortgage, without rent. I know, right? Sounds impossible. Impossible means I'm possible, right? I know y'all got that already, right? Mm-hmm. That's like not original from me. I'm so glad you're here with us. I'm here with Michael Thomas and Michelle Bailey and Monica Hayes. We're having an enlightened conversation about what's possible and what we came to the planet to do. And we're looking for you. Might not be you, but you. Yes. Okay. I wanted to invite you. Actually, I'm going to have Michael invite you. Professionals, entrepreneurs, all right. He says it much better than me, so I'm going to let him say it. So, Michael, would you please give the invitation?
Thank you, Shifa. 1,000 great minds are urgently needed from all work and business professions, from A to Z, bringing all skill sets, know-how, business acumen, and intellectual capital to the table to help start up, launch, direct, manage, and oversee a new model of reality in the form of a nationwide housing program extending into Canada and to the 200 countries that will enable every desiring person to get a house and a car, truck, van, or SUV, no mortgage, no interest, no credit, no down payment, no rent, no job, no loan, no grant, no government aid, no sponsor, no collaborator, no investor, no finance, no debt, no one turned down. And in addition to these embellishments that we get, 1,000 Great Minds itself serves as the central portal to execute this universal principle, new model of reality of living without debt. So we take the responsibility to see to it that these things are put into place. It's not something to do for us, it's something that we must do, and we need the collective aptitudes and intellects of the 1,000 great minds from all work and business professions.
See, I can do it that good. All right. And it's important as it relates to energy and vibration that you get it from the person that the one true almighty absolute gave it to. Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's why we're here at Oneness Wellness Lifestyles, because I am committed to bringing the what's next. The what's next. How do you heal? How do you heal your body? How do you heal your mind? How do you heal your life? How to heal your finances, all of that. And 1,000 Great Minds is part of the healing of humanity that gets rid of, that eliminates debt and all of its ills and all of its sickness and all of its insanity. All right? We're going to talk about the mission statement. We're going to talk about the mission statement. So I'm going to read this and we're going to talk about it. And I just want to, and I'm reading it because I really want you to have it in its fullness the way that it was given. And then we've broadened it, and you'll hear what that looks like. And as you come on board, your what's in your great mind that comes from your heart broadens it even more. So you get the idea of how pervasive we make it when there's 1,000 of us. When it's 1,000 of us, all right? Mission statement is mission control. mission control. Processing and keeping the highest and best universal well-being portal for the Aswad, African American indigenous family born from the house of Abraham, starring in the Eternal Revenue Service. What is that? The Eternal Revenue Service involves all the abundance of activities which stem from the excellence and wisdom of the one true Almighty Absolute. 1,000 Great Minds' focus is housing and personal transportation for every desiring person without debt. Without debt. We're going to get to how that happens, okay? How it happens. That's our mission statement. So let me add to that the purpose. The purpose. The purpose of this invitation is to strategically position you with capital and a core group of great minds, all on one accord, to start up, launch, direct, manage, and oversee this nationwide and global business platform which serves to uplift humanity, fostering its highest and best universal position of well-being. Oneness Wellness Lifestyles supports 1,000 Great Minds, the Brain Trust, for its mission and its purpose of the invitation. So, Michelle, you're one of the business owners, and you have a unique, like 1,000 Great Minds has a unique selling proposition in terms of an invitation to people. How do you see what you do fitting into the mission and the purpose of 1,000 Great Minds?
Well, Ambitious Minds Academy teaches people how to own, operate, and manage their own business. So as the people come in and own their house, car, SUV, or whatever they want to have, they will have the opportunity to learn how to keep it. Because getting it and keeping it is two different things. And I think that's where I come in at. As well as my students. When they come out, who wants debt? The way society's set up right now, they make us think that we're supposed to go to college or we're supposed to go to the military after high school. Well, that's how the program got set up in the first place, is because we know that there's an alternative to that. So I teach them life skills and everything that you need to know that you don't learn in college. So that's how I feel like I'm going to fit in with the goals.
I can see that. It fits right in with what Michael said about having time to focus on the other essential things, right? Rather than paying bills.
Yes, no debt.
Right, no debt.
Right.
No debt. So now you have time to be still.
Yes.
Right? And know something greater.
That's right.
Know something greater. Thank you. Monica, with your expertise in housing and background in finance, what does this say to you?
Well, that's another good question, because I have a BS in finance, but I learned more about life outside of the classroom than I did inside the classroom.
Yes, ma'am, say that.
I literally had to unlearn what I learned, because they taught us how to be employees and not business owners.
Correct.
Whereas being a business owner would be much more beneficial for us than being an employee. And we were trained to be employees. And then once I realized I had been brainwashed, I had to rewash my brain. And so I think 1,000 Great Minds is one of the best things since sliced bread. And I think I admonish everyone to try to get on board in some form or fashion with whatever skill sets they have to contribute to the 1,000 Great Mind project that's underway.
Wow. You know, it's this is so powerful, because for those of you who are entrepreneurs, I know that you're thinking right now what you can bring to 1,000 Great Minds. Just listening to the entrepreneurs that are here. And for us here at Oneness Wellness Lifestyles, the Oneness Wellness Foundation, we have committed all of our resources to 1,000 Great Minds so that we have a platform, we have strategies, we have a voice, a frequency to broadcast so that we can reach you, reach more. Because you're going to share this link. You're going to share this with others. Because as I said before, there's something wrong with the picture of life the way we're experiencing right now. There must be a better way. And Albert Einstein said you can't get to the solution with the same level of consciousness that created the problem in the first place.
That's right.
So this is a evolution. This is an evolution to a new paradigm. That's what 1,000 Great Minds, the Brain Trust, brings to us to participate in. It's a collective. And that's where the beauty is. It's in the unity. It's in the oneness. And it's in the understanding that we are the vessels. And this is coming from the Most High, the one true almighty absolute. However it is that you relate to that power, that energy that breathes you and beats your heart, that you can't do by yourself, okay? That power is what's bringing this. And through Michael Thomas, we have this platform, we have a structure, and we're putting let me say it like this, we have the context, and we are the content. We are the content, our great minds in the imaginal realm, knowing, trusting, and believing that we have the capacity to create a new world for ourselves outside of what's being planned for us. Okay? So with that, Michael, talk about the purpose and the mission, how it resonates for you.
One thing about it is major thing that we have mission control. We have a purpose, a major purpose, a major intent to walk into the end of this and see everyone having their homes and transportation not later but now, not distant but instant.
Wow.
And the 1,000 Great Minds should be rewarded, although we are not looking for reward or awards for taking the position and responsibility that we're taking, but collectively we would be somewhat like Joseph in the Bible, where he was incarcerated in Egypt, and he was, after incarceration, appointed as being the vice minister or the minister of business in Egypt. And so this is something that the 1,000 Great Minds would inherit, a position of that nature on a universal platform.
So we're going to come back. That was like huge right there. All right. We're going to come back and we're going to address that. And we're going to also talk about the benefits of the program, as Michael just alluded to, and what the content looks like. We'll be right back. You're watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. Stay tuned. Peace and love. I'm Shifa, the natural healing voice of the soul of Mother Earth, inviting you to tune in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show, which airs right here on Access 21 every first and third Saturday at 9 a.m. If you're looking for natural health, natural healing, natural conversation, in-depth how-to-dos on what to do, how to move forward in your life in a natural way, in one that encompasses your whole life in all of the multi-dimensions that we live in, tune in to the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show and allow me to guide you through the conversation. Every first and third Saturday, 9 a.m. right here on Access 21. We're back. You're watching the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We just had a powerful ending of the last segment with Michael talking about the house of Abraham and Joseph in the Bible. And so I'm going to shift right on or back over to that so we can get some elaboration and some collaboration from our core members here in how powerful that was and why. So how about we do this? How about we start with you first, and then we'll come back and talk about, because if you just missed it, you just have to hear this part. Okay, so just stay tuned, right? So, okay, yes.
So the vision itself is powerful, but what Michael said is the crust of what we're trying to do. We're trying to impact with education, spirituality, mindset. All of it will be coagulated together to make the one whole, to have the house, the car, the SUV, paid in full, stress-free. And I have my own saying, I'm highly favored and too blessed to be stressed.
Yes.
And that stress is literally killing our people right now. And just think, just imagine if we could just eliminate the debt and having a roof over our heads and being secure in that alone would alleviate 90% of the stress that people are experiencing today.
Totally agree.
1,000 great minds can and will create a new world order. And we do have order in everything that we do.
New world order, I love it. New paradigm, new world order, new model of reality, new world order. When we talk about what is possible in terms of healing humanity of this debt and this stress,
Yes.
because what you said, Monica, about the stress is killing people,
It literally
right? They're
is,
dropping dead on
physically.
their jobs. Yeah, we're
Yes.
talking about
Yes.
dead in the grave,
Yes.
right? It's kind of pain and suffering that people are having. And new world order, that's like a severe buzz right there. Okay, that's a severe buzz right now. Everybody's waiting for disclosure so that the new world order could come. Well, we're disclosing right now what it looked like on the other side.
Right.
1,000 great minds, right? 13 in the core and 1,000 more. That's what we're doing here now. So I'm so appreciative of our coming together. You're seeing firsthand how minds work together just right here in this experience on the show. You probably didn't even tap into that, right? You didn't even know, right? I'm just saying, you're witnessing how it is. We're not script. You don't see that with no paper, right? We are talking about what is the real. What is the real and where the solutions lie. And Michael Thomas has brought us I have to say it like this, he has channeled a transmission of what it's supposed to look like going forward. Everybody gets a house and a car, no debt, no payment, no mortgage, no rent. Okay? I love it. I'm in love, in case you can't tell. I'm just, right? This is just so good. This is just so good. So Michael, you were talking about Joseph. So tell us a little bit more. Because some people, the Bible might not be their book. So what about Joseph? And I know it's also in the Quran too. But you might read the Bhagavad Gita, right? Yeah, I know about that. Yes.
Yes. Before I answer that question, I want to say that we have a core of 8 people standing. 4 are absent at this point. 3 are absent. And we are still filling the positions of the 13 core members. We need 5 more. And in addition, we need the 1,000 upcoming great minds. As it relates to Joseph and what we inherit as children, from the house of Abraham, and as Joseph did, he inherited the authority over the business in Egypt. And we, as the 1,000 great minds, would collectively inherit 8+ nationwide businesses extending to the 200 countries globally. The commercial bank and holding company would be the first business that we inherit, in addition to the real estate company, land development construction company, insurance company, film production company, online university, temporary transitional staffing company, and environmental engineering company, plus all the other businesses that we would collectively decide to buy, create, or develop. And these additional businesses will come through the portals of the additional great minds that we have on board. And so that would be our inheritance. And from that, we have the education, of course, and that is a central point of emphasis that we hold control of in our mission.
Yeah, that is key. Thank you. You know, like I'm sitting here with all this in front of me, and I'm getting ready to like think I have to read that, but you got it just now in terms of what the content, right? What is the content of this context that we have called 1,000 Great Minds, and the benefits of the program, and the 8 core nationwide businesses, and as Michael just shared with us, all of these entities, because we still have to do commerce, right? We still whether we trade in cowrie shells, okay? When the dollar falls, when it's whatever it is, whatever it looks like, there still has to be trade, right? So I can trade your cup for my cup. It's called trade, all right? So don't get hung up on the FRNs. So we still will do business with one another. And there are startup times, there are schedules, there's space where people can come to work for X amount of hours, because our creativity requires us to be in action, right? This is not about like put your feet up on the couch and we're just gonna take care of you like that, because everyone has responsibility and something to contribute, and so those contributions become the new reality, the new world order, become the collaboration, become our spiritual integration of who we are and how we are as one. This story about Joseph is really about, and we've all heard it, no matter what our tradition or our culture is that the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Well, how's that going to happen? Something has to be in place in order for us to step into that place, that position,
Yes.
right? That inheritance. So this is, we're almost done. We're going to wrap up in just a little bit, but before we do, I want to get any last comments or input that you want to make into this voice that we have as this collective of the core right now.
I just challenge everyone to join us. Come out, join us, contribute your skills, your time, your profession, whatever it is you have to offer, because it's something for everyone. Yes, like Michelle said, it's not for everyone, but it's open to everyone.
Yes.
So I just challenge everyone to use your skill sets and come join us.
Yes.
And your mind is great. Come join the rest of our great minds, and we'll make some great, beautiful things happen.
Great. I love it. I love it. So let's, as you see up on the screen, we're talking about homes without mortgages, no one turned down. And although it may seem like an impossibility, we are here to let you know that we have structure in place and that we are working on the program, the processes, and we are looking for you. I know that this has resonated with some of you in your soul. In your soul, not just in your mind, but in your soul, and that you feel it in your heart. And I encourage you to get in touch with us, and there'll be information in the credits. So when the show goes off, look for the information, and there'll probably be some lower thirds and stuff like that that's telling you where to contact us. Take up Monica, take us up, take Michael up on the invitation to become involved, to become something greater, to know something greater, to assist in creating what's next. If you are dissatisfied with what is going on right now in your own life and in the lives of humanity as you see it, as it relates to debt and historical materialism now, in this time, instant, not distant, you get to do something about it. You get to do something about it. So we're going to talk a little bit more about how this can all come into being, how it can all come into being, because we have some of the financial structures already in place, and we're working, and we're waiting on you to come work with us. So, Michael, talk about these $2 billion witty inventions.
Yes, it's a process of thinking, and as Shifa mentioned, I might have suggested that not much thinking needs to be done. But when we think, we want to create value in our thoughts and keep as a precept that words mean what they mean, they do what they do, and what we say they obey. And we want to know why our words are bankrupt and have not been answered, because we have to back our words with action. So in order to do that, it's not a solo soldier type thing, it's a collective type of arrangement, and that's why we have 1,000 great minds bringing our skill sets and collective IQ together so that we may have the math, depth, and breadth of all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the true Almighty Absolute that we can get in order to reach the end that the mission states that we are reaching, coming to.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so grateful to be able to be here with you all, to be in the number of 1,000 great minds, this brain trust. This has been an extraordinary, great episode and experience for me, for us on today. I want to thank you for tuning in to our show as we have expressed and explained the 1,000 Great Minds Brain Trust, and encourage you to get involved, get in contact with us, learn more so that we can begin to create the life that we love, that we choose to live as we move forward as a humanity. So we act locally, okay? We think globally. So yes, we got some thinking to do, some imagining to do right now. And it's not distant, it's instant. Thank you so much for being here. And I look forward to serving you again in the next episode of the Oneness Wellness Lifestyle Show. I'm your host, Shifa. Have a happy, healthy, and healing day. Be well. God bless. I love you.